Hello and welcome to my channel where I use art to bring forth intuitive messages for your soul's growth and development. Please note that these are group readings and for entertainment purposes, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. These readings are intended for the highest good with help from the highest source of love. Each reading begins with a prayer of protection and gratitude followed by the drawing and intuitive interpretation. This channel is organized to read for elements. You may refer to the element of your zodiac, or you may just be drawn to different elements at different times. Today we are focusing on a reading for fire signs, that's Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, or you can also refer to Chinese zodiac or other systems. So with much gratitude, I thank the highest source of love for every blessing in life. I ask that the most loving guides, angels, ascended masters, and stewards of this work join us now to offer their protection in this space and to help assist in delivering the most accurate and positive messages for the benefit of all. I allow only for messages of love and light, so let us begin. I feel like there's a cartoon face right here. I'm also kind of seeing like a toy that looks like a dog or some kind of stuffed animal. The energy of this animal or dog or toy, it feels a little bit egotistical or like stuck up in some way. It just feels like the nose is towards the sky. I'm getting like something that doesn't want to be played with. That could be your energy. You don't want to be played with like a toy. There's this force that's kind of pushing the entire body like forward, but it's also like facing backward. There's always it also feels a little bit like holding something over here. I'm not quite sure what yet. I keep wanting to say like hailing a taxi cab. So that would be like leaving a situation or uh, leaving a situation that makes you feel like you're being played with. So I'm getting like you're better than that. I said before, like stuck up, egotistical kind of energy, but it's really more like being certain that Like you're better than that. You're better than somebody who would be played with. It's like you're smarter than that. It feels like this dog here. It feels like one of those realistic dog toys, like for somebody that doesn't want to take care of an actual pet, but wants the you know luxury kind of having one. They just don't want to have like a living thing to take care of, so they get the toy instead. It's like you are not a toy. And there's a little bit of upset or anger because of this. Just highly emotional. Just that feeling when you realize you're being played with. It doesn't really matter when you realize that you are, as long as you get out of that situation. Like, it's never too late. And it's really in all this negative white space where the animal or the toy is. And that's like a negative way to be looked at, like you are a toy. But it's knowing what your surroundings are is so important. So just being aware of your surroundings is always a really good thing. There's also this blue and green that's communication and love coming from your throat. So I would say if you are in a situation where you feel like you're being played, instead of speaking with that anger and resentment that you're feeling, it's best to speak with love. And like the way the jaw is feeling to me of this dog, it feels like, oh, geez, it just feels like a big underbite kind of thing. It could be like you have trouble speaking that way with love when you're not feeling it. Or it could feel like biting your tongue as well. I would say don't bite your tongue. I mean, maybe a little bit if you're gonna speak with anger, but just being cautious about what the words you're speaking are. The person that's treating you this way is probably not gonna, hate to say it, but not gonna care too much about what you're gonna say anyway. They'll put a wall up if it's something they don't want to hear or something they don't want to deal with within themselves. But you can set that boundary by saying that you're not going to be played with. And I feel you're like speaking in that way, even if it's just a little bit, just it brings out that pride within yourself, like you can do this, like even if it's hard to say something to somebody, saying it is getting something off your chest is always a good thing, even if it's not taken well. Trying to figure out what this shape is. It looks like it's something. It's almost like a tree that's leaning or bending. And trees are sturdy. Most of them, they can't bend, but the palm trees, things like that, they do kind of bend with the wind. I'm understanding that, like, you can very easily find somebody else that will not treat you so disrespectfully. And maybe just finding shade under a tree, solitude, being in nature. This dog is getting a smile on its face now. The happy dog. So just a shift in that attitude is happening. When you get that thing off your chest, I think that's when the shift happens. Because it doesn't really matter how the other person responds. It matters that you've made your peace. You've said what you've needed to say. And it's also like when you say what you've needed to say, there's people, and it doesn't match another person's energy. It kind of like repels that kind of energy that you don't want. So it will prevent or help prevent another situation that's similar from happening again, with just communicating what you need to communicate. Because the universe is going to keep bringing you the same thing until you've learned the lesson that you need to learn. So if the lesson that you need to learn is that you need to speak and get things off your chest, then that's helpful for you in the future with other people. Feels like this tree is alive, almost like the trees in The Wizard of Oz, but it feels like a nice tree. Those were kind of mean trees. And I guess that's the kind of energy that I was feeling first is, um, you know, that mean kind of person putting you down to a degree. Um, they're not everybody is like that. So just keeping in mind that. And just keeping, yeah, just keeping an open mind. Feels like branches of growth here, self-growth, understanding yourself more, being more aware of the energy that you're putting out. This is kind of like this is a magenta. Red is usually, like, I associate it with anger and violence, strong emotion. This doesn't feel like a negative, strong emotion the way I'm drawing it. Feels like strong emotion that's soft and controllable. I feel like this dog, how dogs are, like, they piss and move on. So, like, they're pretty easily, you know, distracted and move on to the next smell or the next thing around the corner. So I think that's the attitude that you need to keep is, you know, don't let the little things get you down, or even the big things. Just, moving on from them, moving on with loving communication, making yourself proud because of that. Feeling like roses, flowers, really like beautiful things, gifts. Recognizing the parts of yourself that are less than perfect, and loving them as they are. Working with your shadow self. And there's also a feeling like this dog is wearing sunglasses, or something about sight here. I'm also kind of seeing it as a sloth as well, so it could be a slower kind of moving energy. Or just moving slower with people that you interact with, getting to know them for who they are, and just keeping that positive attitude as well. So that's where I'm going to end things here for fire signs. So this reading is going to be posted for the new moon of June. That's June the 25th, and it'll be good until um, the next new moon, which will be July 24th. So I hope that you got something out of this reading. If you did, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you again next time. Thank you.